shall I start with the questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes?
Sure.
Okay. This month, in March, you will release a new album. After publishing several singles, do you feel that your fans really like these songs?
Um, well, as far as releasing the three singles,
Yes?
yeah, seems like so. I think we're getting a good reception from the singles, and I feel good about them, which is most important. You
Yes,
never know. Some people are gonna like things, some people aren't, and that's how it goes. But we have to feel really good about it, and then it's okay.
okay. By yourself, you feel better with these singles.
Yeah, we feel good about them. So, and I think there's been a good response. So that's a good sign.
Okay. One of them is called 10 Stories High.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of the song? I think that you want to say that the life is very hard and that there are many difficulties along the way. Is that right?
Well, we to try to give you the quick story behind the record. Um, we during the lockdown of the pandemic,
Yes.
we created a Patreon page, and on that page we did a podcast and we did a few other things. And one of the tiers, we had 10 people who got a 30-minute Zoom meeting with the band, and
Yeah.
with that conversation, we would write a song and record it for you, for just them. So there were 10 of these people that essentially we kind of either wrote a song, sort of about something about their lives, maybe a story they told us, and we would turn that into a song.
Okay.
And then essentially they would get just that song, would be just their song, just recorded for them. So after the whole thing was done, we had, 10 songs or more, a few other ones, ideas for songs, and we said, do we want to turn this into a full record, or do we want to release these as they are?
Okay.
And we talked about that for a little while, and then we said, okay, let's send the songs to Will Yip, who produced our last record, and see what he thinks, get his opinion on the whole thing. And he said there's some great songs in here. I think we should do a record, maybe change things a little bit. And so then we said, okay, we're going to sort of take this situation and the songs we created, make a new record. And then Pete, the guitar player from the band, said, let's write a song that tells the whole story of how we wrote the songs. Does that make sense? which turned into that song. So it was like 10 Stories High is the song that tells the story about all these people's stories, and that then it's sort of like maybe you call it like the intro to tell the story of the record.
Okay, understand. Okay, when you told me about the Patreon and different ways to get money, I understand.
Yeah.
It were very difficult times for you, the pandemic times.
Yeah. Yeah, it was about a financial thing, but it was also the first time we couldn't like get together and do what we love to do as well, So we were definitely, old punk rockers that would never have done something like a Patreon, online. We're just like, oh, no way would we ever do that unless we were sort of forced into it, which I think was in a lot of ways a lot of the positive things that came from that situation for many of us in the world, where we had to learn how to do something new,
Yeah.
which was difficult, but that's, life, so we all had these new challenges, which I think in some ways we learned a lot of new things. And I think for us, we developed a whole new process in writing and creating, and we were able to, like I said, like sort of connect with people at that time, which was of course hard for any of us to connect, and we all gained from it. So the people enjoyed spending time with us, and sharing some stories with us. And then we had a good time sort of finding the nuggets and interesting things to create with in those stories and then give it back to them. So it was a cool, different process for
Yes,
us.
yes.
That was cool.
Did you think in that time create a Twitch account or a YouTube channel for lives or something like this?
Well, we did like a podcast. Is that what you
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and so we tried it out. Like it was, we invited some of our friends, like some of our musician friends, and the four of us would just all talk. And I think we liked it, but you know, we dipped our toes into the water, I guess is, you know, the expression, and it was okay, but it wasn't something that we want to continue, I think.
Yeah.
At least for now. But we liked it for the time, and now we're like, let's go back and get on stage. Like that's our natural environment, you know.
I understand. Okay. Um, Another single that you have released is called Shannon Song. This
Yeah.
seems like a love song. Is it?
Yes.
Yes?
So I'll tell you the story. That's a funny story. So we were on the meeting with this woman who we'd known from the past, and she was one of these Patreon people that was getting the song, right?
Okay.
So we were chatting with her and just about her life, and she said, "Yeah, I lived in Russia in the '90s."
In Russia.
And
Wow.
yeah, so we were like, "Oh wow, you know, that's cool. We didn't know that about her, you know." And she said, "Yeah, I speak Russian," and we're like, "Oh, cool." And then just for fun, like as was funny, George was like, our drummer, he's like, "Are you a spy?" And Shannon's
A
like,
spy.
"I might be," you know. So of course now we're all laughing. We're like, "Okay, maybe Shannon's a spy, right?" So right away I'm like, "Oh, cool, a spy song, you know? Like let's go there. Like let's have fun with this." Like so I created a whole. I sort of had this idea in my head of, you know, sort of a classic spy movie, you know, like, and I'm picturing Shannon. She's a woman spy, right, in Russia.
Wow, wow.
You know, I just
Thing.
went down the road and created a whole story around this one little joke, you know, and nothing in it is real, but we just created a story out of that. That she's in love with someone, and she's never been able to express it because she's a spy and she's very emotionally closed, you know, and she's almost lost her life, and now she really wants to tell this person how much she loves them, right? But she might not survive, you know.
Okay, okay.
So that was the scene. That's the scene that I wanted to just write a song around that. So the first line of the song is "Almost Dead. That's how they found me." So George loved that. George was like, "Oh, what a cool way to start a song!" And right away, you're like, "What's happening there? Almost dead. That's how they found me." You know, sounds like a spy movie. You know,
As a James Bond movie.
Exactly. So that's exactly what. Again, here's something that we've never done. You know, I mean, tried to sort of create this fictionalized sort of thing. Usually, generally, Bouncing Soul songs are more personal, from our own personal stories and experiences, which is totally cool. But we've done that for 30 years. So this was fun to play with new ideas, play with new approaches, and that's what we got. And it's a love song. So it's almost kind of like a spy love song, you know.
Yeah, I like it. I like that it's a good song, and
Cool.
congratulate you about it. My favorite song, I recognize that is Lean on Sheena. The video clip is fantastic. I like it because the video clip shows us how friendship and love can be confused. And in addition, the chorus is great, in my opinion. Do you think it is one of your best songs, Lean on Sheena?
I think it's one of our most well-loved songs, but I think it's probably important for you to know that wasn't written by the Bouncing Souls. Some people don't know this. Did you know this?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Do you know the band, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
Yes, yes, yes. For sure.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
The two main songwriters in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones is Dickie Barrett, the singer,
Yeah.
and the bass player Joe Gittleman. So
Okay.
Joe had a side project called Avoid One Thing, and you should check it out. So his side project, they recorded a version of Lean on Sheena. You should check it out. Avoid One Thing, Lean on Sheena. Check out their version. You'll trip out on it if you like the song.
I never hear it. Okay.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it if you want to check that out. And so we were doing that record, the gold record, and our producer Ted suggested it. Said, "Hey, this is your bud. We knew Joe. We knew the Boss Tones. We're friends, but I didn't really know the song." And Ted brought it in, and we were like, "Yeah, this is a cool song." And we did it sort of as a last thing because we were concentrating on all the songs we were writing, and we just stuck it in there. We did a drum track, we did a bass line, and then I did the vocal. And they were like, "Oh, cool! So yeah, Joe, we got Joe's song on our record too. You know,
Wow.
Sounds cool. You know." And then Joe, just to tell you more details about it, but like the one thing we changed was he had like 3 verses that just repeated. They were the same, and I called him. I'm like, "Dude, I need the 3rd time. I can't say the same thing 3 times.
Okay.
2's okay." And so we kind of worked out the final verse, the 3rd or 4th verse, I can't remember, together. And so that's the story of it. I'm glad you like that, and now you can kind of dig into the story of it. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that is a song about another band. Okay, it's very curious. Okay, another that.
The thing is, it became like Joe even says now. It's sort of a Bouncing Soul song because we really made it our own, you know. So Joe sort of is like, you know, you guys took that song to another place. You know, it became one of our most popular songs. So it makes sense. You think it's so our song, but he wrote the original version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Another song that I like it is True Believers. Actually, do you feel that there are a lot of true believers in this world?
I think so. I don't think the world. I think the world would not keep going around. You know, that's what makes the world go around, because there's so much. You know, there's so much trouble in the world that you have to believe in something, even if it's yourself or something bigger than just yourself, whatever that is. Without that, I don't know how things would be way worse than they already are, you know?
Yeah. We have to think with positive mental attitude, no?
Whatever it is, exactly. Like, whatever that means to you. And I think that's why it's an open thing. True believer, you know, it's not very restrictive. It could be whatever makes sense to you, you know?
Okay. In 2002, you launched a split with the Anti-Flag band. A few months ago, Anti-Flag, they also published a new album. I did an interview with Fredrik, the lead singer of Misconduct band, and he told me that the Anti-Flag musicians are very good people. Do you have a good relationship with Anti-Flag musicians?
Oh yeah, we have been friends for a long time, since the 90s. You know, 90s. They're from Pittsburgh. Yeah, a long time. We originally played together in the 90s, you know, way back before either of us, we were both pretty small little bands, you know. So yeah, we've been good friends for a long time, and we're looking forward to just actually being able to spend some time doing the tours together. We're doing some dates in America, and I know Anti-Flag does great in Europe, so I'm sure that would be fun to play over there with them as well.
Yeah. What bands do you have a good relationship with?
There's too many to list.
Too many.
You know, we've got too many.
Okay.
I guess you can't have too many friends, but we have a lot.
Do you think there is a brotherhood with bands in hardcore punk scene today?
I think so, and you know, let's face it, you know, we've been doing this for so long, and from bands that we're friends with from way back. These are relationships we've had for so long now that they really mean a lot, because there's only so many people you can have long relationships with in your life,
Yeah.
right? Because some people fade away, and then you're like, wow, I only know these few people from way back, So yeah, they become more and more meaningful, I think.
Okay. I read that you are going to start a long tour through North America. It will start in March, I guess, and ending in December. Are you excited to be playing live shows again?
Yes, it's been great. We did a fair amount of shows last year. We did a summer tour in Europe, and it was a lot of fun. It was great. It was great to get back to Europe. I missed it, and so
You play it in Punk Rock Holiday, I think, no?
Yeah, it was great. So much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can I say? I'm a born rocker. I take the rock out of it, just make me stop rocking, and I'm gonna get a little crazy. So it's nice to get back and doing some rocking.
Okay. I know that many American bands think twice about coming to Europe now for increasing cost. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was. We did that tour last summer, and it was great. Like, the shows were fantastic, but our expenses made it financially significantly less worth it financially. So we want to continue coming back to Europe because we love it. So our plan is we're probably going to do a more condensed club tour in 2024 is our rough plan for probably the fall. Because that's, again, we just got to work it out. It's a little probably more economical than doing a summer tour. And so we're just going to work it out. We'll have to sort of adjust, to what makes sense for us.
Okay. Several years ago, you played in Spain in the Resurrection Fest.
Yeah.
Do you have happy memories about those days?
Oh, yeah. Totally honestly, Spain is one of my favorite European countries,
Wow.
So I love it. I've stayed there, after tours, my wife and I travel around. So we just love being in Spain. And of course, it was super fun to play that big festival in Spain. So that was great.
Resurrection Festival is the place in that I am here now. I am in.
Oh, okay, cool.
I am
great.
I am in Viveiro now, and this festival is Resurrection Fest is here. And by this, I want to ask you about that because it's the most important hardcore punk festival nowadays in Spain, no? And I remember when you play it with, I think that in the same year that Pennywise, maybe.
I think so, and I think was it Gorilla Biscuits played, maybe?
And Gorilla Biscuits, yes, Gorilla Biscuits and Thief, no? The another band of
we all were hanging out with those guys. That's why I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, for me it's a good pleasure to talk with you, and I appreciate you by your time, and hopefully we will be able to see you soon in Spain. And you know that you have a great fan base here, and I repeat, for me it's a great pleasure.
It was my pleasure too, and thanks again. And I hope to see you in Spain real soon.
Okay. Thank you, Greg, and have a funny time with your family, okay?
Gracias, amigo.
Gracias.